Here we go. Rah Digga.
What's up, Vlad?
Welcome to VladTV officially.
Right.
You know, I was on your, podcast, Godcast with Lord Jamar, where you grilled me a little bit.
A little bit, not much. I'll let you deflect.
I don't mind. Ask what you
want.
want.
This is payback?
Yeah. Nah, we don't do payback. We don't do it around here. But we've actually been wanting to interview you for a while. Right. So now we finally got a chance to actually sit down, one-on-one. So let's start in the beginning. You were born in New Jersey.
Brick City, New Jersey.
Brick City. For those that don't know Brick City, what's the official name of that city?
Newark, New Jersey.
Right. The carjack capital at one point.
On the corner of Assault and Battery.
Was it that bad?
I was a little sheltered from the violence, but no, it was definitely alive and present. I think I was there, but I may have been oblivious to it. When you're in something, you don't really see it the way outsiders see it. I couldn't figure out for the life of me why my friends were deathly afraid to come from other towns to visit me, because I guess their parents Newark, no. But I would say it's probably worse than what it was when I was growing up.
So it's worse now.
I think it might be worse now.
Really? And you actually grew up during the crack era.
Yeah. But I feel I don't know, I feel like my era of criminals may have had a little more morals, whereas I think we're living in an extremely, lawless society now. There's no rules and regulations, when I was growing up, you see somebody's parents come outside the beef was over, or y'all kind of stop shooting out to help old ladies across the street, shit like that. I feel like now they'll beat your grandma up.
Yeah, for the gram.
right, exactly.
And post it.
Yep.
And then go to jail.
Yep.
For a video they posted themselves.
Yep. That's what they're doing.
Okay, so at what point did you start taking rap serious?
I started taking rap. Well, I started rapping kind of the age of 9, but it wasn't serious. I didn't really get serious about it till maybe around age 11. My very first rhyme that I wrote, serious executed rhyme, was I kind of inserted myself into the Roxanne wars. So, there's this record by UTFO, Roxanne, I'm vibing, and then Shantae comes and she responds. So I was blown away by Shantae, the fierceness, and then the story behind it, it was one take, it was off the head. So that really, made me take it serious. So then the real Roxanne enters the fold, and she's responding to Shantae. So now I feel some type of way because I've grown this affinity for Shantae. So I went to Radio Shack and got myself a tape recorder, and I had the instrumental of Roxanne in the background, and then I recorded a rhyme dissing the real Roxanne as Shantae's sister. So I don't know where this demo exists. It could be somewhere in a corner of my house somewhere, but somewhere in the world there is a version of Rah Digga as Roxanne, Shantae's sister, in the Roxanne Wars, and that was my serious rap kickoff.
Yeah, no, I've interviewed Roxanne Shantae, and we talked about that whole phenomenon, which really has not been repeated since.
Everyone felt that if you make a record about Roxanne Shantae, she's going to respond. So it was actually an open door for a lot of people to get into the industry, because they knew that if you make a record and you mention Shantae, she's going to respond, as if literally she can't help it. And to a certain extent, they were right.
There was literally 100 records or something like that.
Right.
It was Roxanne's a man, and
there were some official ones, there were some unofficial ones. I think I'm under the unofficial umbrella.
Okay, so that was your first taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess your first group was called Twice the Flavor?
My first group was called Twice the Flavor. My first rap crew that I was a part of was the Flavor Unit, and that was the home team in Jersey. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Didn't know that. Yeah, shout out to Shaq Kim.
Word. This is a hip hop fun fact. So I was a soloist entering Flavor Unit, and there was another female named Kachia, and she had another partner. So for about 5 minutes, there was like the three of us. But her partner ended up dropping off because the chemistry between myself and Kachia was just so dope that we became Twice the Flavor, which was a play on Flavor Unit. And we were kind of like the Bopsy twins rapping. We put together demos after demo after demo. And ultimately, one of those demos ended up in the hands of DOS Effects. So once we ended our ties with Flavor Unit, we became signed to DOS Effects. And we were like, we were kind of like priding ourselves as the female versions of DOS Effects. We had these long box braids, and we kind of styled them to look like them. And my name then was Rah Digga as a play on DOS Effects.
Diggity, yeah.
Yes, I was Rah Digga. And then ultimately, we went separate ways from DOS Effects, and that's when the Iggity became Rah Digga. But at the time when we were leaving DOS Effects, we also split up. It was just, I guess at this point, like now we're older. I'm around 19 years old at this time, and there was just I guess that's when I noticed, like, the biggest difference between myself and my partner. Like, I surrounded myself with guys. Like, I was just always running with the guys, battling all over the place. And my partner, she was more clicked up with girls. And I hate girls. There's your controversy. Rah Digga hates girls. Girls suck. So, she always hung with a bunch of girls, and I preferred, the rougher, the tougher route in hip hop, and I just, ran the streets with guys who were, as we all know, the outsiders. And that, that was pretty much my journey with from Flavor Unit to DOS, the Outsidaz.
So I want to talk about the Outsidaz. Mm-hmm. So who was in the Outsidaz when you joined?
So when I first clicked up with the Outsidaz, the core Outsidaz was Z, Peace, a guy named DU, and Slangton, rest in peace, he's no longer with us. He had a partner named Loon, and that was pretty much the core. And then over the years, like we've got other people. We got Axe. We got a guy named Aziz. A few others. There's like generations of Outsidaz now, but the core was like myself, Z Piece, DU, and Slang.
Okay, and you guys showed up on the Cowboys track.
Yes.
From the Fugees?
Yes.
The Score?
Yes.
Which was their monster.
Diamond
selling.
Right.
And
I didn't get a coin.
You did not get a coin?
I did not get a coin. Rap 101. So, at this time, in these times when you're just kind of beating the street and you're, you're linking up with the homies, you're either battling ciphers in the streets or you're doing songs. So, the Fugees was one of those groups where you do songs, like nobody's battling the Fugees. So,
yeah. And to be fair, because I've interviewed Praz and Wyclef, and that first Fugees album didn't do shit.
Right.
Like it came out and sold like a couple hundred copies or something.
Right. And they were extremely different artists.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I can understand going into the Score, there's not all these high expectations for this project to even do well.
Right.
So go on. So
now Young Z was actually he was signed to Rough House, Rough Nation, I forgot which one it was at that time, but he was like an opening act for the Fugees going on tour and stuff. So really all of that kind of came about through Z. Like he was the one that was with the Fugees, on a daily basis. So when they were working on the score, Z brought me and Pace into the fold. And next thing you know, we're in the Booger basement, and we end up doing a song which is known as Cowboys. And, I would like to think that a lot of, the Fugees, I guess, artistic switch with that score album, really did have a lot to do with, like, the Outsidaz being around. I think that, I think they just kind of, like, bucked up a little bit once we came into the fold. And even, to Z's credit, the first time Lauren sang was on a Young Z hook on a song called Stay Gold on his first album.
Uh-huh.
So, I think he was very influential with, like, encouraging her to sing more, because I did see, like, I think I was at, like, a show where, like, the singing didn't go so well for her, so it might have kind of, had her self-esteem down with the singing, but I know Z was very, instrumental with, like, no, sing, like, got her on the hook, and now, the Fugees we have today. So we're on this record. We sectioned off in the Booger basement, and I'm in the corner with Lauren, and we just decided to go, like, everybody just, we decided we were going to go back and forth. Like, that's how we were going to separate the song. Like, and then it ended up being myself with Lauren, Proswell with Z, and Wyclef with Pace. We didn't even hear Forte until the song was done. So we do this song, we go on about our lives, never hear the song again until it ends up on the album. And it's like, oh, wow, like, this is I want to say this is, like, my official, like, okay, I'm on a record. Like, I was doing things in the past, working with Ski from Rock-A-Block, and there was some Lyricist Lounge stuff that I was doing. Lyricist Lounge, very instrumental in Rah Digga's career, too. But I think this was, like, my first big, like, oh, shit, I'm out there.
Right. Well, the album goes diamond.
The album ends up going diamond, right.
And you get nothing.
We shoot a video. I was pregnant at the time of the video. The video actually helped me get my record deal because, there was some buzz about, oh, there's this girl that, kind of looks like Lauren and their voices are similar. So I go to my label meeting with Q-Tip, which is, like, I guess a different story we'll get into. Mm-hmm. And Sylvia Rome walks in the meeting late and was like, oh, this the girl that was in the video with the Fugees. Okay, sign her. And it told Q-Tip, like, okay, draw up the paperwork, and just left. Like, I didn't even get to do my whole, this is why I should be signed, and this is what I plan to contribute to the game. Like, I had a whole spiel.
Yeah.
But, that video did it. And so while that's going on, light bulbs are going off for us. Like, wait a minute, this album is selling. So when we go to, put our publishing splits in and everything, come to find out, we're not even, like, a part of the record. We're listed as writers, but there was no publishing allocated for us. So, yeah. So
you never try to fight that after the fact?
We did. Ultimately, I think some monies went to Z first because he ended up working with Chris Schwartz, so he was able to finesse that. I think me and Pace probably got the leftovers. Like, when we thought about, well, for one, there's a line that Proswell has in the song, the Kenny Rogers, you got the new wind, hold 'em. So that took a big chunk of the record. So I guess whatever was left after that had to get divvied between the 7 of us, and then the Outsidaz were the last of, of that fold.
Yeah, well, the Fugees all got rich off that record. Praz is still living nicely. He's still riding around a Rolls Royce in L.A.
Absolutely.
From that record, so But ultimately, that helped you get a deal
Exactly.
later on, so it all kind of worked out.
Yeah, that was definitely, I guess the charge it to the game lesson that I learned.
Yeah.
Because, for 2 seconds, we huddled amongst ourselves, even contacted a couple of lawyers. But at the end of the day, like, we didn't have the long money that the Fugees had to play the court game.
Yeah.
So the litigation game. So it was like, at this point, why bother? Like, I'm signed, and it was lesson learned moving forward. But I can't really be mad because that was the beginning of Rah Digga, the signed artist.